Yo, most important meal of the day. Coffee. Classic. I don't need that bean grinded. I just need the basics. It was good enough on the fire line. It's good enough in the boat. Instant coffee. Best invention of the 21st century. Not having to wait. Except I'm waiting for water to boil. Anyways, coffee. There we go. Just enough. Wanagi's eating too. See this? Wanagi's got some snacks coming down the line. She's eating breakfast, aren't you, buddy? Coffee, simple setup. I got the 2-burner stove, but I disconnected the propane. I'm just using either my camp stove up out in the cockpit for now, or to boil water. I just use that steam pot thing. And then I have, the blender, which is my go-to. I always do green smoothie stuff. But hey, welcome to Punk Rock Cooking Show. My name's Billy. I'm going to be cooking this dog today. We're going to stuff her with onions and garlic and baste her in gravy. What do you think about that, kid? MK Ultra. Hey, welcome to Punk Rock Cooking Show. I'm Billy, old crusty punk, with a knife. That's dangerous. I'm going to put it down. I cut someone, cut myself. Don't want that to happen. 2, green smoothie. You ask why green smoothie? I like drinking it all. It's like a big green milkshake. Because green smoothie is what keeps an old punk alive. It makes my skin fresh, my vibe fresh. Anyways, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video, and add comments down below, because I'd like to hear from you. If there's something you want to see me cook or something else you want to see me do, I might do it, I might not. Depends on what you're asking. That's the most important part of that. You want a high-powered blender. This sucker is about 900 to 1200 RPM, so it just tears the shit out of stuff. A blender's a blender. Just get a powerful blender. So hey kiddos, you ready to get started? So one of my best tips, organic whenever you can. I know it's expensive, but seriously, that's how an old crusty punk gets to be an old crusty punk, because they take care of themselves. It's important these days with what they're putting into our food and water, the shit they spray on stuff today, and they don't even give a shit. And even though it says organic, it's probably not organic, but you got to do what you can. When the shit hits the fan, I do whatever I can. When the shit hits the fan. So if you can tell me what that song lyric is from, the movie, and then the band who sung it in the movie, and you got to be the #1 person down in the comments below to put that down there. If you can figure that out, I'm going to mail you a special gift. You put that down, I'll get a hold of you when I see it. And if you're the first person, not the 100 other bozos who look at the guy who was first that did it, and then you guys think you're going to get a free gift, because you ain't getting a free gift. Only the first guy or gal that puts that down in the comments. So I do whatever I can until the shit hits the fan. I think that's it. Yeah, think about it. You'll figure it out. We do whatever we can until the shit hits the fan. Do wop, 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 say what, yeah. Come on, if you're a punk, you should know this shit. Anyways. All right, so let's get busy. We're gonna start making our smoothie. No time like the present. So what's important when you're making your smoothie is what you put in your smoothie. So in our smoothie today, we're gonna be using carrots, spinach, kale. I usually use red kale because green kale, just the straight green kale, is bitter. It makes it really bitter, but the red kale doesn't do that. And then cilantro, ginger, garlic, fresh chunk of garlic, some protein powder, and some other powders, cacao, turmeric, magnesium, all sorts of stuff like that. I don't really care. It's all materialism bullshit anyways. If you want to be an old crusty punk, listen to Billy. I'll help you be an old crusty punk. You young punks want to be old crusty punks, you listen to Billy.
Hey kids, you might be asking yourself, how did that guy get to be an old crusty punk? Well, let me tell you kids, it's about taking care of yourself and take care of your body. And what you got to do that is make sure you eat your vegetables and fruits and all that other stuff. And you know what else helps? Is lots of vitamins and minerals. And you know where you get minerals from, don't you? From metal, studs and spikes. That's right, kids. Filled with magnesium, nickel, chrome, all sorts of good metals. And those metals will do you good, kids. So make sure you eat lots of them every day. That's your public service announcement from an old crusty punk. So hey kiddos, you ready to get started? Let's go!
So what I like to get started with is a clove of garlic. You just get some organic garlic. I try and use it organic whenever I can. You want to get this outer shell off of here. There we go. So
nice big chunk of garlic. I'm going to throw that in there. That's to start with. And you know, I'll give it a little... So the reason why I threw that piece of garlic in there to start with without anything else in the blender and then hit the blend button is so that it would chop up that garlic.
Causes oxidization.
As the oxygenation? Oh my God. Oxidization? Oxidization! Oh my God, that's a big word for an old crusty punk. Anyway, seriously, what happens is that oxygen and the air in the air with that garlic causes a chemical reaction in the garlic, and it actually creates, I don't really know what it creates, but I was told it was good to do. The reason why I did that is because it causes oxidization to happen to the garlic. When you chop it up like that, the air gets to the garlic, and it's actually an anti-cancer thing.
So I just do it. I was told that's a good idea to do, and I'm getting old, and I'm an old crusty punk, and I don't want to get cancer, because holy shit, everyone's getting cancer today, because they put so much shit in our food and water. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that. That'll be a video later on.
Cancer helps with fighting cancer stuff. Not that I have cancer, but it's just one of those things I do because I was told it helps, and so that's what I do.
Well, so we started with our garlic. Next is adding rest of the vegetables in there. I like to get a good base in there before I put the powders in. So we'll get that started. Carrots. Organic carrots. I usually just put
a good handful of them in there.
True. You can do any order with these vegetables, by the way.
So I like cilantro. Cilantro supposedly also helps remove heavy metals. And we don't want to get rid of too much of the heavy metal because heavy metal's close to punk. But you know what I'm talking about. So I stuff that down in there. And next is... I usually use red kale instead of green kale because green kale is bitter. And you want to use the stems. I don't use the very end of the stem, but most of the stem, that actually also removes heavy metals out of the body. And we're talking the bad heavy metals that they put in our water and in our food.
Throw an extra one in there for good resolve. There we go.
And then finally...
And I'm going to
store and get more eventually, but we got enough to make our green smoothie here. And I just use the baby leaf spinach, the little babies. Pack that down. We can probably finish this off. There we go.
That'll wait until later.
We're going to start adding some of these powder stuff. So what we got here, it's a mystery. Oh, this is called maca powder. M-A-C-A-H or M, something like that. I don't know. Maca powder, anyways. And what this is from the Aztecs. Anyways, maca powder.
Then the next one is turmeric. Yes, from India. Turmeric's actually good for inflammation and all sorts of other stuff, but it definitely gives it a little spice. Nice yellow powder, pretty nice. Is cacao, what chocolate comes from.
It's pretty good stuff. I always like to add a bunch of that in there. It's actually got some caffeine in it too, which gives you a little pump up, I guess.
Then I use this raw organic protein powder. It doesn't have any flavor. That vanilla shit, oh my god, and that chocolate shit, really in a green smoothie probably make me, yeah. Anyway, so I just put a nice scoop of that. This stuff's got probiotics in it, all sorts of other goody stuff.
But this brand is a pretty good brand. I like it, and it's got all sorts of ingredients in there. You can read the back, but we won't do that right now.
So it's this
Mega Mag. It's magnesium.
Yes, you can get it from metal, but that's kind of unpleasant. So
I usually put a good dropper load in there, and this stuff is pretty amazing. It says
heart, energy, calm mood, digestion, anti-muscle cramp. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is add some orange juice to our green smoothie. And you know, the secret is that all this orange juice is pretty much made by the same people. There's a few manufacturers, and they have these huge, like, silo-looking things, and they fill it with this stuff, and it just sits there, and they wait for the prices to fluctuate before they produce it. It's another big marketing scam. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, so to speak, pull the oranges over our eyes. But I just put a little bit in there, enough for a couple cups of orange juice, basically, and then we'll add some liquid to it. But woo. So what we got in here now, we've got our garlic that we ground up first, then we got our carrots, we got our cilantro, red kale, not green kale, because green kale, remember, that is bitter. We don't want to be bitter, we want to be good, okay? Anyways, and then you got the spinach leaves, we put our powders in there, and we put some orange juice, and then we put that magnesium, MK Ultra!
MK Ultra! Yes, folks, this is it. Straight from the CIA. This will make you a bae. It'll make you a good government puppet. We like to put that in our green smoothie because it's all about conforming to society. Fuck society. Society made me do it.
So next, what we're going to do is we've got most of our ingredients in here. Anyways, the non-liquid ones at this point, except for the MK Ultra government supplement that makes you obey and become a good citizen. Anyways, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add the liquid to here, which I usually use water, and I use purified water, not tap water. I mean, you've done all this work, and you're going to go ahead and put that tap water in there with all that fluoride and other bullshit the government puts in our tap water to make us conform and kill us? No, we don't want to do that. So use purified water, kids. Be safe. So what we're going to do next, that we got all our, basically our drier ingredients in there, not dry, but you know what I'm talking about. Come on, kids. This ain't rocket science. It's a fucking green smoothie. What we're going to do is add our liquid ingredient, and I have a little secret for you, a little tip for you, kids.
Ginger infused water. Yes, kids, that's right. Ginger infused water.
Ginger, yes. And you can do this several ways. What you can do is you can take the ginger, and I get, again, organic ginger, because you don't want the shit that's grown out of side of the nuclear power plant in China that's all the size of frickin' cats. So what we do, we want to make thin slice without cutting off a finger, because that wouldn't be good. This stuff is good stuff. Our boil twice ginger water, and I use fresh spring water that's filtered water, and then I cut up fresh ginger.
You can tell is the water's got this kind of a reddish tint to it. You see that? That's our ginger infused water. We're just going to go ahead and add that until it comes up to about the layer of the top of those vegetables there.
Some more. Right about there, just when it starts floating. So, next thing up is we're going to go ahead and blend this up. Chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop.
What we do next now is we're going to go ahead and boil this up. So, boil this up. Did I just say that? MK Ultra! No, kids, we're going to blend it up. All right, so we got our ginger-infused water in there, and we're ready to blend this up.
Baby, when you hold me tight, you know everything will be alright. So let's not take any time to fight, 'cause I love you with all my might. All the time the things I say to you happen, which will be untrue. But what before certain things, I won't fall in love today. You make me feel like a man when we're rolling in the sand. So come and take me by the hand and do the things you know we can. All the time the things I say to you happen.
All right, so she's all done. So we're going to go ahead and pour this bad burner in. Sometimes I give it a little last minute zap, get her all mixed up. Make sure all that drippy, drippy goodness is there. Alright, so that looks pretty good right there. Green smoothie. Yummy. Woohoo! We got our green smoothie done finally.
Looks great, doesn't it? I don't think I'm gonna drink this shit. Looking pretty green. Yeah.
I don't think I'm drinking this shit. Really? Oh, it's so good.
No, I'm kidding. It's actually pretty good. I love these things. I'd rather have this than a milkshake. No joke. At first, it kind of took me a while to get used to it. You know, but the more I have it, the more I crave it. And it actually really gives me energy. It makes me really feel good inside and outside. It's amazing. I don't know what the deal is, but so that concludes this episode of Punk Rock Kitchen. Fuck. You want to outlive all those damn hippies that are going to rule the world? We need to take care of ourselves. Us punks need to survive. We need to overcome. Anyways, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of future videos. Hit the like button if you like this video. Also, please leave comments down below.
How's it going? Hey, so we already completed. We got up this morning, got going pretty fast. Took Wanagi for a walk so she could go potty, and I get moving, get the blood flowing, get thinking. But first thing is first. We usually come back and use the wet dry vac, and then I've got her dog bed that she sleeps in. It's black. It's the only one they have, but I figured it wouldn't show as many stains or whatever. But it's heavy duty material, just her little white fur, boy, it's just solid on there. And my socks, as soon as I put them on this morning, brand new socks covered in fur because I walked across her bed.
So every morning, that's what we generally do. Anyways, is vacuum that thing up, get it cleaned up so it's fresh for her, and the boat doesn't have a bunch of hair building up in it. I'm gonna name it Sailing Vessel Hairball. But anyways, yeah, that's what we usually start doing. And then I had watched James' video on sailing Zingaro, and dig that guy, man. His last video, man, I needed that video just because he's just got a new boat, a huge one, and he's got a lot of work to do, but he knows what's at the end because he's done it already. His channel proves it. He's been all over the place and had such amazing adventures that he just has that in him now. So he's like, yeah, whatever. It sucks, but I'm going to get through it. And so he put that right back in my face and reminded me that when I get out there, I'll realize how much all this work was worth it. So I'm just going to keep putting my head down, like you said, and just keep trudging through it. And that's what I did. So today I got up, and his video, he was doing his, they were messed up, and he had to remove a bunch of them. So, and I had done all my through holes. I don't have so I appreciate it again, bro. But that's what we did this morning. And today is, I've got a fuel tank, one and a half about, so probably maybe 60 gallons. I'm hoping no more than 60 gallons, but it could be more. Because the bottom tank's full, and that's 40 gallons. And I drew it off of the side tank, emptied that one. And so hopefully, whatever. Yeah, so the rest of the day, I think, we've got quite a list of stuff, but I'm gonna finish all the parts to the last self-tailing winch. The big one it's sitting in kerosene for 2 days now, so I'm gonna go in there and scrub all that old grease off of there with the toothbrush and re-grease it, put it back together, and then I'll be done with all my winches on the boat. I've got them all done except for that's not a winch, but servicing the windlass is the next big thing. And then I've got to tackle my engine because I got to get it running. It's been running, but not for a long, probably a year or more. But it's a diesel, and it's in pretty good shape, and it's been, I think, well taken care of, oil changes and all that stuff on it. So, but here it is right down here. It's just a 27 horse. She looks pretty good. So that's the engine room in there. Let me hang this thing so it can let's see. I'm messing up the light, but you get pretty far up and around in that engine in there, so it's pretty nice actually. It could be able to get around and get the things and get the only thing, the bottom of the engine, you can get your arm up under there, so that's something I guess. But get on this green smoothie because my ice is melting. I'm gonna have to mix it again because it's all separated. Here, look at this. Oh. Crazy. Anyways, that's breakfast. See you guys later.